Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Well, we got to get ready to go back to Arkansas. I'm going to go ahead and run to Home Depot and pick up some supplies, take to the cabin, so when we finally close on it later this week, I'll be able to get some power going out there with the generator and be able to be comfortable whenever I'm there. Got a lot to do in a short amount of time, so let's go ahead and get in the car, head to Home Depot, and see what we end up with. Come on. Man, it's cold outside. I think we got a storm coming or something. I wasn't expecting it to be this cold. I'm freezing what's happening off right now. All right, let's go ahead and get to Home Depot and see what we get into. Come on. Well, just got back from Home Depot. That was a pretty cool trip. It's been a little while since I've been able to go to Home Depot and actually buy some stuff for the outdoors. Kind of felt good until I seen the prices. Woo, that inflation's kicking like Van Damme. Come on. All right, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what I got and go ahead and go over why I got it. This is just the first round of Home Depot. I got many, many more to go. As y'all know, the people that's been following the channel for a while, if you're new here, make sure you go back and check out the videos of me leaving Florida. But I got rid of all of my stuff. So basically I'm starting completely over. That's why I had to go to Home Depot and buy all this stuff. So it's going to be expensive, but it is kind of exciting to be able to kind of start fresh, get new cool things that'll fit my lifestyle now. Alright, the first thing I got is a 12-aught construction grade extension cord little wheel right here. I went ahead and went with this one. It was a little pricey. I think it was about $120. It's 75 foot. The aught's a little bit thicker. The cord's a little bit thicker. This one's going to be the one that runs straight from the little generator into the cabin. It's got 4 plugs on it with the safety relay on there because I will be hooking up laptops, camera gear, stuff like that. And I wanted it to be as safe as possible. And also with the little bit thicker aught, I can run some smaller cords off of it for those devices without spending a fortune on big extension cables for everything. So that works out a little pricey, but I think it's going to work out real good for me. And also with me going back and forth to the cabin for a while, it'll allow me to be able to roll it up, clean up real quick, and be able to get back on and off the road so I don't have to tear stuff down so much, because I'm not going to take a lot of stuff up there to start with until I make sure that it gets secure. I don't want people up there breaking into my stuff and stealing what I have to buy again, because man, it's expensive now. Second thing I got is some lighting. If you watched my videos from the Florida homestead, I actually had these same lights around the fifth wheel there, and they worked out real good and illuminated the whole porch area around the fifth wheel well. And I have 2 lean-tos there, but this is actually 48 feet, so it should be enough to cover both of the lean-tos that's off of the cabin there. That way I can have light whenever I'm outside working around the cabin. Next thing I got a yellow can for diesel. This will be for starting fires. And until I get a tractor, come on. And I went ahead and got a regular gas can for the generator. Speaking of the generator, I went ahead and bought some 5W30 because it's been a little while since I've ran that generator. So whenever I get up to the cabin, I will be changing the oil. Try to take care of the generator, because if you don't change the oil in the generator and make sure that you don't have store bag gas in it, they won't last long, and they're not cheap. I also got some great stuff. I actually got 3 cans of it. The reason why I got the grate stuff, whenever I was up there looking at the cabin, I noticed in the corners where the logs come together, there's some gaps right there. So I want to try to fill in the gaps, keep the critters out, and also to help kind of seal it a little bit better, so when I get it heated up a little bit, it doesn't escape so fast, because it's still cold there and I ain't trying to be cold. And went ahead and got a first aid kit. Me being out there by myself, I also had a first aid kit there in Florida because I was on the homestead by myself. Accidents happen, so you might as well have something there to do some basic medical stuff, just in case you cut yourself, burn yourself, something like that, or get something in your eye. So, safety first. I went ahead and got some gloves. I don't wear gloves a whole lot, to be honest with you, because it's kind of hard to work in gloves. But as cold as it is right now, I figured it'd probably be a good investment to go ahead and get some gloves. Speaking of gloves though, I always like to keep some of these rubber gloves, a box of them. I used to keep them in my F-250 all the time. I always had a box because you never know what you're going to need them for. And sometimes when you're on the way to do something, something happens. You can throw them on and then you don't get your hands all greasy and stuff. And with me having to spray this great stuff right here, I've got a lot of experience with it. It gets sticky and messy. So the rubber gloves will help out a lot there. I also got 2 of these solar little outdoor little stake lights. But I figured this right here would be a good thing to put at both doors of the cabin. So if I need to walk outside at night, I got a little bit of light right there on the ground. And also whenever I'm not there, they automatically come on and off at night. And I make it look like if somebody's actually there, and maybe deter somebody from going out there and messing with my stuff. Next thing I got a little handheld bright light, and it says as seen on TV. I haven't seen it on TV. This right here was real cheap. This is just something I'm going to keep batteries in, just as a little quick grab light. If it lasts for a little while, then I got my money's worth out of it. But you can never have enough light out there when you don't have electric. But I need as much portable light as I can get. I also got 2 100-foot 16 gauge extension cords. That way I can get stuff a little bit further away from the generator, so I don't have to listen to the noise, even though that little generator is pretty quiet. I also bought 2 25-footers. These right here will actually go inside the cabin to hook up the laptops and stuff to the first extension cord and plugs that I showed you. Keep those as short as possible, that way you don't have a whole bunch of extension cord mess laying around. It's cheaper to actually buy like 50-footers, but then you end up with an extra 25-30 foot, so it's only a couple dollars difference just to go ahead and get some smaller ones, so I went ahead and did that. I will also be grilling out there because, like I said, no power, no water, no nothing. We're going to do off-grid for a while, so I went ahead and got some lighter fluid just in case things are wet. And speaking of grilling, on my last video I showed you I had the big green egg. I will not be taking the big green egg up there until I go up there. It is very expensive, very fragile, and I just don't want to leave it up there without me actually being there. So I went ahead and picked up a grate with some handles from Weber. They was proud of this too, I ain't gonna lie. But it's built pretty good. I will take some rock and kind of make me a homemade little fire pit out there so I can actually do some grilling and chilling. Speaking of grilling and chilling, I watched this video today. It was good to see him back at it. But he went out to the ranch there and did some fishing. Looked at some deer with his parents. Man, I can't wait to get to the country and see some deer myself. And y'all be able to see my theme of this is light it up. I've got a lot of different things for lighting. This is actually for inside the cabin. Now these are actually for heat lamps. So it'll be a dual purpose for me. I'm going to put some heat lamps actually inside the cabin. For one, it'll help heat the cabin up for now and give me some light. And for two, I wanted to go ahead and get the heat lamps because later on I will be getting some chickens and some other animals, and a lot of times you need heat lights for them. These are built really well. I didn't get the cheap ones, I got the ones that actually last. I'll be able to repurpose these later on once I get some animals in there and actually get other lighting inside the cabin. I always try to use things dual purpose, save as much money as possible. And I'm going to need to save as much money as possible because I have to buy everything from scratch again. So it's expensive, but exciting. I'm definitely excited about it. And whenever you got lights, you need bulbs. So I went and got some bulbs. These right here ain't actually heated. I couldn't find no heat lights at the Home Depot. The shelves were kind of empty, I'm not gonna lie. So I went ahead and got these for the time being. I'll end up going to Lowe's or some other contractor store somewhere and try to find some heat lamps, or go to a feed store. A lot of times you can get them at the feed store because they have them for the animals. Well, that right there is what I got at Home Depot today. It's not a lot. Things are definitely still expensive, and the shelves are pretty much empty on a lot of things. I also wanted to get some of those green propane canisters for my hibachi little portable grill that I got. Nowhere to be found. So I'll be looking for that as well. But it is cold out here, so I'm going to go ahead and go inside, and I will pick y'all up on my way to Arkansas to close on the cabin. Come home. Well, it's Friday. I'm supposed to be closing on the cabin. But that's not Arkansas. I'm actually in Irving, Texas. I ended up getting a phone call saying that the closing's not going to happen due to the snowstorms last week, shut down everything, and made it to where the appraiser couldn't get out to the property to do the appraisal. And on top of that, my banker got the ninja. You know that C word that we can't say on here? So he's not going to be in the office, so closing's not going to happen. They're saying that the appraiser should get out there Monday and get it done, and that we should be able to close next week. So let's hope that it happens. I can't believe it. Can't believe that it happened. I was all set up, ready to go. But that's okay. As y'all seen earlier in this video, I was at Home Depot. I got some stuff to take out to the cabin to start prepping. And also got the generator and other stuff. I got a hitch being put on the SUV Monday, I think. That way I can get a trailer to get my four-wheeler up there and other things and start, you know, transporting stuff there to get the cabin a little more comfortable. Also, I'm gonna get one of those things that go onto the back of the Reese hitch that's flat. That way you can put like gas cans and stuff and strap them down to where I don't have to put gas cans in the back of the SUV and make the SUV smell like gas and stink and all that other stuff until I can get up there and actually buy a mountain truck. Probably get me an old Ford or something like that just to leave up there on the property, just to be able to kind of beat up and go through the brush and, you know, just use it as a good old work truck. Because the SUV won't last long if I use it like that. But on the positive, it is Super Bowl weekend. So I'm going to take this time to go ahead and hang out with a friend of mine that is in from Florida, my brother from another mother. He's the one that owns the chicken farm there in Florida. I've showed in some of my earlier videos. If you haven't seen them, make sure that you go back and check those out. And while you're at it, if you have not subscribed yet, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button, leave a comment, and smash that notification bell so you don't miss none of these adventures coming up, because we got a lot of good ones coming up. But I'm gonna get off here. I still got a lot to do, a lot to get ready, and hopefully the next video will be from the cabin in Arkansas. So until we see each other again, guys, come on, let's go on another adventure.